we go. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Hart. I'm just not even mentioning VanDyk Mortgage. Class of 1994, Mariner High School Fighting Triton. Here with one of my best friends of all time. Also, class of 94, Mariner High School Fighting Triton. Travis Smith from Southwest Heating and Cooling, if you can't tell. What's up, Trav?
Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever we are. It's kind of nice to see everybody, especially the other guy with us here today. One, Steve Larsen. Very excited to have him here. Longtime Cape Coral resident. Steve, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Appreciate the time, guys.
I'm calling you
Absolutely.
Coach. I'm
Being in the 50s and you guys in your 40s, we're all wearing the spectacles to have to do some sort of. I can't see the computer from 3 foot away.
I blew my back out a year ago sneezing, so let's not even go there. Hey, so we got on today. We'll get into it. We got about 30 minutes. We want to honor Coach's time, or Mr. Larson, or whatever we got to call you now, big time. But we have him here because he's going to be a candidate for city council. And so we have, we wanted people out there that don't know him to get a chance to know him. And so, Trav, you okay with us just kind of starting to learn a little bit about Coach so we can figure out his history here in Cape Coral? You down with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, where were you born?
Born in Cape Coral, born in Lee Memorial. Parents were living in Cape Coral, Florida.
So you grew up
9.
pretty much your whole life down here, right?
Except for 3.5 years of college, I've been here.
3.5. You knocked it out quick. Smart fella. Took
That's
most of us about 12 years.
3.5 more than I got, Trav. Good job.
Where'd you go to school? Elementary, middle, and high school?
Went to Cape Elementary, then I went to Cypress Middle because the only middle school in the Cape at the time was Calusa. Everyone south of the Parkway went to Cypress. Was in the first 8th grade class at Gulf, then 4 years at Cape Coral High School. Graduated in '87.
Awesome. Timmy and I have some very fond memories of you. You've been an educator you're in the 30-year mark here real quick.
Finishing 29, yeah.
29. All at Mariner High School, correct?
All at Mariner High School.
Go Tritons.
Go Tritons.
All those years coaching too, correct? Not just teaching.
I coached every year up until time became athletic director.
Which you spend even more time at this point now. We appreciate that, Coach.
And a few of the people I met first when I came on campus in '91 after graduating were you two handsome fellas playing old JV. That's 30 years ago.
Right, no doubt. Well, hey, listen, I want to get back off track here. I'm going to throw you for a loop, Trav.
All right.
Let's fill everyone in about the city of like what just happened and why you're able to run as a candidate. So the mayor passed away of Cape Coral.
The mayor passed away, and the city council, the 7 remaining, decided against having a special election because of the cost. So when John Gunter was moved from District 1 councilman into the mayor, that left a void in District 1, which I've resided in my whole life. And there will be an appointment next Wednesday on the 17th at the council meeting. Meeting starts at 4:30. There are 12 candidates who are going to do an interview with each of the 6 councilmen and the mayor. There'll be 3 minutes of an introduction. There'll be some give and take between the council people, the mayor, and the candidate. There'll be some rebuttal questions, and then the council's going to get to vote and try to whittle down 12 applicants into maybe 5 or 6 and go through another round. And they're hoping by the end of the meeting on Wednesday the 17th that they're going to pick a person and swear them in and move on from there.
Nice. And so this is going to be on TV, right?
Yes, all the council meetings are live.
Okay. And you're going to find out if the public is available to go in there, right?
Well, they have the public is allowed to attend to a certain extent. I'll get you further information on that.
Yeah. So find out if we can bring signs or not. Okay. Let us know about that.
This really isn't a campaign. It's really, and actually it's a sprint. I mean, with a campaign, you get, 10, 11, 12 months to lay out your platform. And sometimes, in the primaries, they whittle the candidates down. This all happened very suddenly. And really, you had until last Friday to qualify. and 12 days after that, you have the meeting to select. It's been a whirlwind. I was able to go into the council office yesterday and meet with several of the councilmen and the mayor, and not take too much of their time to, just discuss my past, my present, and what I believe is my future vision for the city. All the people were very welcoming. One of the reasons why I threw my name in the hat for the ring is after the election in November, looking at the council, this is probably the most cooperative and collegial council we've had in over a decade. This group, I believe, can get things done. And that's what really drew me to throw my name in the hat, naming my hat in the ring more than anything, was the fact that this group is so cooperative and collegial. And, why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? I've been in the city my whole life. I've seen so many dysfunctional councils and dysfunctional mayors, and not to the fault of anybody, but this really does seem like a group that can take the tasks that have been laid out and hopefully accomplish them for, our futures.
Awesome. What are some of the things that you want to see happen in the city of Cape Coral?
Well, a few people I've talked to, not the council, just general citizens, like, oh, what new ideas are you going to bring to the table? And, to be honest, there's a lot of great ideas on the table right now, bolstering the infrastructure, attempting to, make progress with the Bimini Basin project, making sure we can attract some commercial tax backing along Pine Island Road and Burn Store to reduce the amount that, is placed on the burdens of the residential taxpayer. Those are all great things, but, as far as new ideas, look, we're the largest city in this county and we have one hospital. There's no reason why we can't get another hospital on this side of the river instead of opening up just convenient care centers. But in order to do that, we have to increase the quality of living. We have to increase the amount of money that people can earn and live in Cape Coral and stay here. There's a lot of issues at hand. The yacht club project is near and dear to my heart. I'd like to see if I can get appointed to make sure that that gets done with, the best interest of the citizens and those people who are going to use it, and, the visitors in mind. There's a lot of things going. People want to come up with all these grand new ideas. This council and the previous council have done a good job of laying so many good projects that need to be finished, out there, that I think that needs to be the focus.
Hey, just anyone watching, shout out to Ray. He said Larson 2024. So he's already got the White House behind him. He's ready to go, Ray. Taylor said good morning, and Julie Reynolds Lepore, good morning. You guys got questions for Larson? Pop them in the comments. He's here for it. Bring the thunder. So I would be curious as well with your experience as Trav. You had a question though, didn't you? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I want to know, because you've had such a long life, like you're dead. You've been such a long servant, right? AD, coach, etc. Like, what have you learned over the years that's going to help you in city council?
Well, some of the pushback I've received so far from, going through some of these meetings is, well, you don't have any political experience and you've really haven't done for the city of Cape Coral. And I go, well, I spent 29 years in the school system at the same school, went through the school system here. And if I haven't been able to go out there and contribute to charitable donations and work on community fundraisers and get on planning and zoning commission boards and things like that, it's because I've been working, my tail off within the school system for the kids and athletics for this period of time. I don't think that should be a detractor. I came on board and I taught every subject asked. I moved up the ladder, became department head, taught upper, middle, lower level kids, started being a JV football and baseball coach, transitioned into being the head baseball coach. I enjoyed that thoroughly for 15, 16 years. And just realized there was a time I needed to transition maybe into something a little more administrative, not administration, but administrative. Being an athletic director is like running a mini city. I'm not trying to patronize anybody by saying that, but we have to create our own budget. You have to hire, you have to fire, you have to coordinate. There's so many things you have to do, and to do it properly. And I believe we do it well properly here at Mariner High School. And I do have to give a shout out because people go, well, do you have time to do this? You're so busy with what you're doing. The infrastructure that's been surrounding me for the last 5 to 7 years, athletic director at Mariner High School, is just so fantastic. We have a full-time athletic trainer, full-time dedicated secretary. We have assistant athletic directors. Our coaching staff is solid. There's so many things that have maybe freed up my time to have the interest of doing something like this that didn't exist, 7 or 10 years ago. But that's what I'd say to people. I'm genuine. I'm straightforward. There's not anybody who's going to work harder for the city or has proved to work hard for the city. And that's not to say just because I'm a native and I've been at this school for 29 years and I've been in this city for 51 years to say that, oh, this guy should do it. No, there may be more quality candidates who have better backgrounds, but I'm willing to put myself out there and see how I match up against them.
Yeah. I don't know who they are, but you're better. How about that? You're way better. But, to pause there, though, for a second, and knowing you, I was sophomore in high school. You were we were there when you were the first JV, or that was your first coaching job there as the JV baseball coach, I think, our sophomore year. And you were awesome. And, I think a lot of people don't understand like what coaches mean to these high school kids, and younger kids and stuff. And so you're able to carry that together as an AD. So you've been involved in what did we say? Almost 30 years worth of kids' lives. I mean, these kids you've taught and coached and whatever, their freaking parents, their kids are probably even coming, through your school. And I can personally vouch, if anyone's watching this, I'll just get this out of the way. Like, you're a hardworking guy. You're honest. Like, you will do an amazing job for this city. And I hope that they pick you. So I think you would kill it. So,
yeah, for sure.
Scott Howard said, good morning, Steve Larsen all the way. What's up, Renee Scott? Chris Spires said I should use the cat filter like that attorney. I am not a cat. So thanks, Chris. So,
no, I appreciate the comments, and you guys are great guys. And, the majority of people that come through our school have been good people. The people I grew up with, they've been supportive. But like I said, it's not a campaign. It's 12 people whittled down in front of 7 votes on Wednesday. And, I don't have any unrealistic expectations. If people think I'm just dipping my toes in the pool, that's fine. This appointment's going to be for 20 or 21 months. And the questions that were asked yesterday was, well, okay, sir, if you're appointed, you're going to serve 21 months. Are you going to run in November of 22 when this seat comes open for election? Oh, yeah. And if I don't get appointed here in 2022, based on the reactions I've got from a majority of the people I've met with, yeah, I'll go in 2022, whether I'm nominated or not.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear the hat with the bullhorns to your meeting no, for you. Just kidding. Trav, tell the people about your Facebook post last night. The reaction you got, man, was
holy cow. Yeah, no, I there was a good suggestion by you, but I don't think we had somewhere around 250 comments and likes and things like that. So Steve's definitely got a solid following of people that know him. And on a personal note, I'm working with Steve for 10 years at Mariner High School. I can vouch for what he's saying about being hardworking and specifically straightforward. There's no doubt that what's on his mind, and he's not going to BS his way around it. That's why I was excited to get him on this meeting.
Yeah, and I know you guys said something about doing it. And I just hold off till Thursday because until I really got to sit down and meet with each of the councilmen, I haven't met with all of them yet. There's still a couple to go. I could have walked out of the little interview session yesterday, meeting session, with a negative vibe and not progress. But I texted you guys, said no. I said let's do it Thursday because I felt good. There are no promises made. We discussed so many different things. Each the sitting mayor and the council people have their own individual agendas. Not all the questions were the same, but they all were for the general care and the future of Cape Coral, which is what excites me.
Gotcha. I would be curious as well. I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but over the years, you've probably dealt with a lot of mad parents, right?
Several.
I'm just guessing.
Monday night, Monday night in our girls' district championship soccer game, I had to get some Lemon Bay parents out of the stands and settle some of our fans down. Tuesday went well. Last night was a little bit hectic, but overall, it's not easy to compare because when you're teaching and you're coaching and you're an athletic director, the number one goal is to take care of your son or daughter, your student athlete. And I can't compare the city of Cape Coral to, your son, daughter, or student athlete. But when you just ultimately have to ask the question, what's best for your son, daughter, and what's best for the city? And you're not gonna please everybody, but even some of the most angry parents, you were able to come to a consensus and realize that sometimes mistakes are made. Mistakes are made in my end. Mistakes have been made in the classroom. Mistakes have been made on the field. The coaches have sometimes made mistakes, but the parents aren't foolproof also. And if we all can realize that, issues are going to happen and the issue is done, let's solve the problem from that point forward. And no, you're not going to please everybody. I've run into many angry kids, many angry parents, and high school athletics and education in general, it can be very competitive. It seems like this little sprint for these nomination, the 12 people, it's going to be very competitive. But if you're honest with yourself and you're straightforward, at the end of the day, you can go to sleep. You don't have to worry about, compromising your integrity or compromising your morals. No, it's not an easy task. Every educator, every coach, every administrator has had to deal with an unhappy populace, and hopefully you can cater to the majority and make sure that those people understand that what you're trying to do is best for their kid, and what people hopefully will understand what I'm trying to do is best for the city.
Trav,
Yeah.
is there more on-the-job training to help run a city than what Coach Larson's done for 30 years?
No,
Right.
There's not. I mean, it's constantly dealing with headaches, having to come up with ideas. I mean, think of what he had to go through with COVID. Think about what every athletic director had to go through with COVID, and in order to make protocols correct, keep the kids safe and everything like that. And I know Steve was on, the front line of coming up with plans for the district to help, stay within the protocols that the government put down on us. So I can't think of a better one.
I can't either.
No, there's a lot of issues that I'm not 100% familiar with that we're going to have to tackle. Whoever gets on council is going to have to tackle, but I'm educated and learn and certainly have an open mind. And somewhere along probably in October, November, I was watching a college football game, and their lower game, and their coach goes, "We refuse to plan anymore. We don't plan, because when you make plans and you can't achieve that plan, you feel like you failed. All we're doing now is we prepare. You prepare for everything, and that way you can be successful." And that's how I've tried to get our coaching staff and the people and the athletes here at Mariner High School since COVID started is don't plan. Don't make that plan, because that plan is never good. The plan changes every day. It changes weekly, changes monthly. Prepare. And if you can prepare for all, then you're going to be successful. And that's really something I heard and relayed. I mean, I don't know everything. You can learn. I can learn from you two guys. You guys learn from me. I'm not closed-minded, but there are a lot of issues this city needs to tackle. Everything I heard from the council members yesterday is they all believe that this next 3 to 5 year period might be the most important when it comes to the future health of this city. And I don't think they were speaking out of order or over the top. I just happen to agree that
they say why? Why do they think that?
I think everyone's worried from 10, 12 years ago when the economy was going out of control and then all of a sudden crashed, and the city took so long to recover from it because of the residential. And that's why every councilman really wants to increase the commercial tax base. But in order to do that, we have to have the infrastructure. And in order to do that, you have to go through some growing pains. So there may be some growing pains short term. If the infrastructure along Burn Store and Powell Island Road, if the infrastructure gets redone around Bimini Basin, and we can attract the commercial tax base, if we have a lull in the economy, the city won't be hit as hard due to the fact that the commercial base will always be there.
Yeah.
Be there, but we'll be more steady, and it won't be so reliant on the residential. A few of the council members talked about, increasing the quality of life in Cape Coral, so more people want to live here that have higher earning jobs, not want to cross the river and go across the river into Fort Myers. You know, it works out for some people, Mr. Hart, but maybe some of
I'm in
us.
Northport now. I'm in Northport.
But, you know, I just think, and it's not an easy task, and nobody wants to be told no, but eventually you got to be told no. And, you know, sometimes you're going to have to pay a little bit more for future. I know nobody wants to be taxed. No, come on now. Nobody wants to be taxed, but what are you being taxed for? You're being taxed for progress, and you're being taxed for the future. You know, I'm not for, you know, whimsical taxing, but there is going to be, there are going to be some growing pains. And if those things can get solved, I think the future health for the city will be so much better. And speaking of health, like I said before, it's really, it's pointed out to me by a few people, and it's been in my mind, that hospital's been there since 1979. And it hasn't expanded too much. And our population is quadrupled, quintupled since then. And not another addition of a hospital. It's not like we lack for space. We may lack for the infrastructure, but that infrastructure is getting done. Those type of things.
Yeah. Hey, let's pause.
You know,
go ahead. Keep going.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, I was going to say, pause. You got some other comments coming in. Good ones, too. Phil Everhart said, Coach Larson will absolutely do this city, right? Alfonso Bailey said, you got a lot of let's goes, by the way. You can see you got some younger
He's got some
demographic
fans out there for sure.
Alfonso Bailey, let's go. Ryan Huntsman, Steve Larsen has been great for Cape Coral Mariner High, be a great asset to the council. Signer, what's up, Mad Dog? Said, good luck, Steve. Cape Coral has changed so much the last 20 years. You'll be a perfect fit towards the future. And then Keith Kramer came in with a good comment. We got to discuss it real quick. So this is for Trav and I's ego. Keith said, think about what Larson went through coaching you two. So what would be some of your favorite memories from like the last 20 or 30 years? I have one, and I don't know if you talk about it or not, but you go ahead.
I know what story you're going to tell, Tim, and then I got a phantom story with Travis. But those are all good times, and they're character builders. The field work one day when an accidental few shovels of clay when
it was accidental
in trousers. That was hilarious, I'm sure. But that was always the casualty of work day. Travis's phantom home run at Levis in the fall.
Phantom.
The ball went.
They hit the bottom of the fence, and he claimed it.
No, the ball hit 10 yards before the fence and rolled under it. There was just so much
my
fog.
hand was in the air. My hand was in the air, and I rounded the bases.
The umpires were elderly. They couldn't even see through the fog, and they you were so out of breath after the home run try. They probably didn't want to. They probably thought you wouldn't survive getting back to second base if they just.
They were pretty accurate in that assertion.
Oh, you wouldn't survive. But for real, I did throw a shovel of dirt on Coach Larson when I was 15. I thought he was going to kill me, but it was an accident. So, and I still remember Coach Meyer, dude, when I threw that thing of dirt on you and we drove off, me and Coach Meyer in like a 5-mile-an-hour getaway in the golf cart, and you were yelling at me. Coach Meyer was like this, driving. He's like, you better go for 4 tonight, Timmy. And that's what he told me. I still remember that. But what are some of the other, because I mean, you've had a long time with Mariner, like that's a lot. Like, do you have anything that really sticks out? Like that's a favorite memory?
Honestly, there have been so many little milestones. The one thing, and this school has not won a state championship in a team sport. And last year, being almost a minute away from trying to secure that with boys soccer, that was heartbreaking for those kids. But, I can name every principal at that school. And when we get a state championship under our belt in a team sport, we're ordering medals for every principal that's ever been at Mariner High School. And we've been so competitive in so many things. And I think our body of work athletically and academically has been really solid. But, that's the one thing that, I'm hanging on, man. We're going to get one. Who knows when it's going to be? 30 seconds away last year. Who knows? We got a lot of competitive teams in the winter this year. But I tell you what, we win one. You guys each get a medal because you guys have been great ambassadors for our school.
Nice. Yeah, no, we've been keeping our eyes on boys and girls soccer. They're doing great. Excited to see them make that run.
You have a question from the peeps. You have 2 questions. Alfonso Bailey said, have you thought about a rollout plan to attract college graduates?
Well, that's the whole thing when we talk about instead of opening $40 stores and 4 more 7-Elevens,
Good Lord, amen.
is attempting to open up, hospitals and business centers and attracting those things. So college educated people will move into Cape Coral, live here, have the higher wage job instead of crossing the bridge and things like that. No, Al, that's a great point. We getting the VA hospital, those things have been good. Everyone's always talked about satellite centers for Edison or Florida Southwestern, or even satellite centers for FGCU, because we got a lot of kids that, live in Cape Coral and still drive across the bridge and drive down there every day. Those are the type of things, getting college educated people, be professors and those type of things. That goes hand in hand with increasing the commercial tax base of getting those type of things, in. And then it's not the old, if you build it, they will come. But I have a feeling that if you have the adequate housing and you have those type of jobs available, that they're going to move here. It's a great place to live. The Southwest Florida is a great place to live, and Cape Coral can be the destination spot. I mean, Estero and Bonita really coming along at the same time have surpassed us in quality of hotels and quality of job opportunities, whether they be mid, low, or high paying.
Yeah, well, and so my business in the mortgage business, we're seeing, you mentioned Southwest Florida being the place. We're seeing more and more people across the country now that they can work remote. Their jobs are going full remote, whether it's due to COVID or cost. Businesses are finding out they don't have to have their 10,000 square feet in Manhattan. They can just cut all that cost and spend everyone out remote. So people now have a choice where they want to live. And man, are there a lot of people looking here because they want the weather, and the East Coast is too expensive. We're less than them, and they're coming here. And so, that's something for you guys to keep in mind as well. This remote workforce, that's real. That's coming too. Oh yeah, you had a
David Dorsey shout out right there.
Yeah, he said, "Why stop at city council, coach, when there's a Senate election to be held next year?"
Well, that's classic. Thank you, Dave. My heart's been with this city, and I'll be honest with you, my expectations, if and when I can get appointed or elected, will not go beyond this city. No way.
We hear it. You're laying the groundwork, bro. Governor man.
Opportunities to leave this school, opportunities to leave this city have presented themselves, and brief thought, but no way. This is where I am. This is where I'm going to be. This is where I'll expire eventually.
And awesome. Coach Mad Dog Chris Seiner said you left him. He said you left him at the Norfolk Myers game, and he was the head coach.
It was his first win, and he was talking to the officials, and he was high five. All those things as coaches we scream about. Don't go into the stands. Don't talk to the parents. Get on the bus and let's go. And he wins his first game, and we're over there. And where's Coach Seiner? I said, let's go. We left him after his first win. It was classic. I think he rode home on the band bus, which is awesome.
Trev, what else you got, man?
I think we hit everything that you and I had talked about. You brought up fondest memory of Mariner High School. Being a lifelong resident, I'm curious of what your fondest memory of Cape Coral might be, from being a kid or adult or whatever it might be.
It's so long ago, and when the Rose Gardens, when the Rose Gardens were no longer the Rose Gardens and Waltzing Waters had left, a lot of the infrastructure down there was left around, the big pools, and they still had the dolphins and the manatees, and they were doing stuff, and being able to just ride your bikes down there and be able to hang out and do those type of things. I know that's so long ago, but those are the fondest memories. The fact that I can run into people that I haven't seen since high school because they moved away and have come back, I haven't seen in 30 or 35 years. And it's the type of a place where it's like you didn't skip a beat. You didn't miss a day. And hey, how you doing? How's the family? Blah, blah, blah. And that's the warmth of this city. And even though we've expanded so much, and right now probably 85% of the people here aren't born here or aren't from here, it's still these citizens, they bring a lot of warmth, and that's probably the best thing for me.
Can we talk about Roger Lolly? Roger Lolly's now jumped in, and This dude has been crushing the Super Arby's joke for like 20 years. He said the Cape desperately needs a Super Arby's on Pine Island Road. Roast beef is everything. And then he says Cape Coral needs good people like Coach Larson. He has our support. This guy got me 20 years ago with this joke. We were driving together, and there's a car lot going. It looked like it ended up being a car lot. I'm like, wonder what's going there. He said Super Arby's, and he uses the. I don't know why. It's so Roger Lally, you son of a gun. So, you got another one, David Dorsey. You just started listening. Did Steve talk about E.G. Ernest Graham as a baseball player? How good of a big leaguer would he have been if he played baseball full time? And did you know E.G. has one fewer NFL touchdown than Bo Jackson has?
I love how David Dorsey slides in a question.
I'll say this.
Fourth and Dunbar.
How good of a baseball player was Ernest Graham would be the bottom line.
I guess it's like I said the day before, and whatever Ernest wanted to do full time, he was going to be great at. He just enjoyed football more than he did baseball. He was excellent at baseball. He loved the fact that he come out to baseball and it was a release. It wasn't as arduous as football, and it wasn't as driving as basketball. And, you get out there and you get a little BP, you get to throw the ball around, and it's not, it's not rush around, banged around. Ernest was unlimited, but he honestly enjoyed football as a profession more than baseball. He was drafted a couple times in baseball and hadn't picked up a bat, for a while, and hadn't played anything but high school baseball. The group really, I'll tell you right now, the group of athletes that we had come through there between 94 and 2000, 2001, those parents who went here, those kids are now trickling back through our school. And that's where we've gotten the ride. Those people who graduated to 94 and 2000, 2001, their kids are starting to come to school, great athletes, have great tradition, love Mariner High School, love the city. And, that's why we're doing so well in several of our sports right now.
Who's Mariner has? Who you got? You got Greg Spires, right? You got Ernest, and then Zanino, and who are? And I think Teddy Dupay is always his name.
Casey Coleman played Major League Baseball. We actually had Quentin Pointer, who went to UNLV, had played with the Rams and the Cardinals, a couple other teams. You got Pat Burke, who played in the NBA. We've got a good group, and like when you're asking me to reminisce and you're asking me to come up with the best time and things like that, it's just it's very difficult because it's been a great 29 years so far.
I feel like I'm asking you to reminisce so I can actually reminisce with you. I think that's kind of, I want to hear more about it. Well, dude, Javier Acosta said you got his kids too, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Javier? Trav, you got anything else, man? It's 10:30. We want to spread coach's time. That was fun.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm excited to see, keeping my fingers crossed that he gets appointed and he's going to do good things with the city.
Can we do anything to help to get you appointed? Is it like
no, because one of the things I heard the other day, some of the 12 applicants have turned in 12, 15, 20 letters of recommendation. And that's fine, but an astute man who I trust his opinion said the other day, letters of recommendation only work for people you don't know. If they don't want to get to know me, you guys can harp and this and that. It's not an election, it's an appointment. I'm not going to say flood the council members' email with this and that, but I'll have an opportunity to meet with all of them. And letters of recommendation are great, but they're only good for people that you don't know. And hopefully these guys will get to know me.
Well, one thing, hopefully they listen to this. I think this is great. I think people should have gotten to know you from this. They also need to check out Travis's Facebook post. Dead serious. There's so many great comments in there, testimonials to you and the support you have. Right, Trav?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool, man. Trav, what else you got? You good?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Appreciate the time, Coach.
Coach, thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody.
Good luck, buddy.
All right.
See you guys. Bye.